A day in the life of an associate real estate agent. We're going to ask Thomas Sims what the reality of a day-to-day looks like working under Lisa Novak, number one transacting agent across the Northern Beaches. Stay tuned. How are you, Tom?
Good morning, Billy. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. Is it true that you're the number one associate, or Jonathan is?
I think Jono still has the title, but I'm working on getting there.
It's like Suits. It's like an episode of Suits, watching you two run around the office all day. You remind me of the young whippersnapper, Mike Ross.
Oh my God.
But I think this will be a good little insight for people that are thinking of getting into real estate. I even had a friend message me yesterday saying, I'm working in the city, not really a fan of the commute, looking for something more local. What about real estate? She's working in media at the moment, and you're on the sort of sales side of the business, but recently transitioned through the sort of rental side as well.
Yeah, it was a good transition about 6 months ago. So I've gotten into the sales side of things now and starting to get used to it, understanding how things work. But it's a nice big jump actually.
So just quickly before we get to the sales side of things, you're almost like you're an associate to, you know, Tina being just a different side of the business and the rental side. What did that look like day to day?
Day to day, you'd be responding to clients and in that case tenants,
Yep.
with regular things, more sort of the same, where you have maintenances and questions regarding leases and things like that.
Yep.
And then also assisting with landlords a bit as well. But again, more of the same thing.
Sales
Um,
bit different.
yeah, sales a bit different because you have a process to sell a property, but no day I've had has been the same as the last.
And do you like that better than rentals, or?
I do. It's tough to say actually because I did enjoy rentals a lot. But yeah, there's a lot more excitement when you're on the sales side of things, and it's just a bit more of a rush, and I love it.
You love it. Okay, I think this is helpful for people coming out of school, thinking about their sort of first job, maybe in real estate. What did you need any qualifications to get started?
To get started just in the business, I did need to get my certificate of registration.
Yep.
Now that's you can do that at TAFE if you do like to have that, in class learning experience, but you can also do it online, self-paced, which is what I did.
Pretty simple to do.
Yeah,
So you can do it online, you can do it whilst you're working, but once you've got that, I guess you've got all the sort of basic requirements to start working.
yeah.
Um, so that was sort of the first thing to do. Um, and then now you're working under Lisa, which I've actually done as well. So I know I can say from experience that it's one of the busier roles in the office.
Yeah, no, but it's really enjoyable at the same time. You have a lot of workload, but that's what I've always looked for with my job. I like to have a lot of things to do, get a lot of things done, and that's how you get things moving. So it's an experience, but it's a good one for me.
And it's a great team as well, because it's quite hard to find sometimes that team environment, particularly on the sales side. You've got to be generally working with a high performing agent transacting in, larger volume, because it's not sustainable for most agents to have, someone helping them underneath them. That's why generally the office provides that support. So to have that sort of work partnership with not just, you sort of senior agent, but also side by side with the rest of the team. That's really nice. I think that was probably my favorite thing about working in a team environment. You're not sort of on your own, not solo.
Yeah, it's an amazing team as well. Everyone gets along really well, so you you just have those people there helping you and making the engine run all together. It's really quite wholesome.
Yep. And if you didn't know what an associate does, I mean, real estate agent, selling, pretty obvious. You know, listing, selling houses. What do you do underneath that? What are your sort of five day-to-day things that you're sort of doing every day?
So underneath, in the background of selling a property, um, I'm there doing work before the property's on the market.
Yep.
So whether that's just creating a sales proposal, for example, to
Yeah, it's a
give to
big
a
one.
prospective vendor.
Bit of
A lot of work,
research.
yeah, a lot of work goes into that, finding comparable properties. It's a lot to do just to get that proposal in the hands of a prospective vendor who wants to sell.
Yeah, definitely.
But then when you move forward and Lisa does a thing, and they do want to sell their property with us, it's then on to me to start organizing the listing. So whether that's going to the property and getting professional photos done, marking up floor plans for people who do want to buy.
Yep.
You then go into the scheme of things where you're making that listing that will be going live onto our website, onto realestate.com on domain, and making it look good and as best as possible for that person selling.
I love that. You're still, you know, very much client facing because you're, you know, assisting in the background, getting all these little things ready. So you still build your own little relationships with all your clients that, you know, you're working with, and it might be in a WhatsApp group. Everyone's on the same page, but you're helping sort of put those bits in. It's nice. You know, you
Yeah.
feel like you're certainly helping.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. Helping people, it's always something I've liked to do. So with this business that we're in, it's good to see and it's good to do, to speak with these people who want to sell and speak to people who want to buy and help them out as best we can.
And then on the back of it, property, you're obviously assisting with open homes, but at the back of the sales side of the transaction, what do you have to do then?
On the back of the sales side, so doing open inspections, I can run around with people like Lisa, who are absolute freaks in this industry. But that's just getting to the property nice and early and setting everything up for that open home for people to come through. We have directionals that we pop out onto the street to let people know where to go so they don't get lost.
Yep.
Putting an
Put the
inspector
tunes
now,
on.
put the tunes on. I leave that to Lisa. She loves her Michael Bublé. But getting like flags out to let people know that we're there, we're ready to go. Getting all the lights on, putting the tunes on, making
Yep.
everything look as nice as possible so then the people can come through and they can feel that home feeling.
I guess you need sometimes that bit of help as well because you're running from, you know, appointment to appointment, generally in 30-minute blocks. You know, you leave at sort of 10 o'clock and you'll be at the next one for, you know, 11, 10 to 10:30, and then you got half an hour travel. So sometimes it's
Exactly.
good to have having that bit of help set up. And sometimes you're expecting, you know, some big numbers, and it's impossible to take names and numbers and get everyone's details as well as sustain a conversation about the property. So I think that's why you'd want a, you know, team looking after you. That's the benefits of having a team.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And if you're as good as Lisa or yourself, for example, it's always good to let you have that freedom to be able to speak to people coming in and actually have a conversation. Because if you're by yourself and you have over 10 people through an inspection that only goes for half an hour, you're not going to have a genuine conversation with every single person that comes through. So
Yeah.
that second
Well,
agent that might just be at the door taking names and numbers really.
that's right. Take an average, that's 3 minutes of conversation per person. And a minute of that might be looking at your screen, you know,
Yeah.
and they're probably thinking you're a bit rude.
Yeah.
That's the first question you ask is for a name and number. But it's true, you know, that's certainly the benefit of having that team helping around you and making sure everyone can find you properly. It's on time, it runs smoothly. And then at the end of the sale, I think, you know, you've got a lot of work to do with the sold sticker and
No,
getting everyone the best part.
Yeah, no, it's a good feeling though. Once a property sells, the process of what we do after it sells is always, again, there's like an order to it. Getting sold stickers up, getting gifts out to people that we've sold with,
Yep.
and then also getting everything out on socials and emails and texts and everything, just to let everyone know what we've done.
Done. If you had your time again and you were going back from the start, Tom, what would you do? What would be the first thing what's the first step? What's the first thing you'd do?
Well, when a
Getting
property
into the new
sells,
job. No.
oh,
Going back into becoming an associate. If you wanted to start your journey again, what's the first thing you'd do?
oh, I'm not too sure actually. That's a tough question. But if I was looking for any agency but that role,
Yep.
I'd probably be reaching out on either social media or stepping into the office and asking for a day in the life.
A
So
day in
you
the life.
come in, yeah, day in the life. You come in and shadow someone in that role or a similar role to it.
Yep.
And if you're just shadowing them and watching what they're doing throughout their day, you will get a good understanding of how they do what they do.
Yep.
And I think a full day would be enough for you to see kind of the speed of things and if you would enjoy it.
I love
I'd
that.
love to
Don't
do
just
that.
ask for a sit down and a coffee. Ask for a day. Day in the
Nah,
life.
day in the life would be perfect.
That's the show, guys. Have a cracking Monday. I'm off to see Thomas for a day in the life of sales.
Sounds good.
See you, mate. Take care.
See you, Billy. Bye.
Bye bye.